Morning participants. I welcome you all for the online workshop on teaching and learning mathematics through online tools. In today's session, we are going to discuss about interactive applications of GeoGebra for teaching mathematics. You will learn the following in today's session: introduction to GeoGebra, installation of GeoGebra, starting of program, basic mathematical concepts using GeoGebra, solving problems using GeoGebra based on limit of functions, continuity of functions, derivative of functions, integral of functions, ordinary differential equations. GeoGebra is a free software which has interactive applications in teaching geometry, algebra, statistics, and calculus. It is intended for learning teaching mathematics and science from primary school to university level. GeoGebra is also available on various platforms with its desktop applications for Windows, Mac OS, and Linux, with its tablets apps for Android, iPad, and Windows, and with its web application based on HTML5 technology. We can construct various basic geometric shapes using this GeoGebra. We can construct points, vectors, segments, lines, polygons, conic sections, inequalities, implicit polynomials, and functions. Now, how to install GeoGebra software? You can install GeoGebra software using this website, www.geogebra.org. There is also in this web an online version of the program that can be used as a web application without installing it in the computer. So it means that without installing this software, you can do whatever you want to do in GeoGebra through online itself, provided you have internet connection. This web also contains a lot of tutorials on educational resources available to the users. In fact, any user can register and upload to this site activities developed with GeoGebra. As any other Windows applications, normally we go to the Windows Start button and then we select all the programs. Once it is installed in your desktop, you will find GeoGebra, or if you have made a desktop shortcut, you will find this icon. We call this icon as GeoGebra icon. You just double click this GeoGebra icon. The program will start with this display. So the program will take 10 to 15 minutes to start the program. So after 10 to 15 minutes, you'll find a screen like this. This is the GeoGebra working page. So only in this page, we are going to work with the different environments and perspectives. So this is called as toolbar, and this one is called as input bar. And whatever we are going to input here or we are going to type here, accordingly we will have different graphs in this XY plane. Now we will do problems based on limit of functions, because normally students used to face how to find the limit of a complicated function. They may not know what is the geometrical meaning of limit of a function. using this interactive application of GeoGebra, you can easily teach the students the limit of any functions. So let me close this PPT right now. I will go to GeoGebra software. I have already made a shortcut in my desktop. I'm just double clicking here. If I double click, so this GeoGebra, this picture is displaying. Yes. As I already told you, this is the GeoGebra page, and these are all called as toolbar. This is called as input bar. So first what we are going to do is, we will find the graph of some simple functions. So I'm going to find graph of a function or a graph of an equation. You just type this 3x plus 2y equal to 6. So this is the graph of the equation 3x plus 2y equal to 6. If you want to remove this graph, you just move this cursor here, right click, you will find a delete symbol here, just delete. You can also find graph of other equation, for example, y equal to 3x power 2 minus 4x minus 6. So it shows it is a parabola like this. You can find graph of any equations. For example, if you want to draw the graph of sine x, so this is the sine x square. You can draw cos x square. So once if you want to delete, you just go there, right click and click delete. So this is how you can find graph of any equation or any function. Next, we will move on to how to find limit of functions. So for finding limit of functions, these three commands are going to be useful for us. Capital L limit f of x comma value. The commands are case sensitive. Here limit capital above, capital A above, limit below with capital A. Suppose if you want to find the limit of this function, limit x tends to 4, x square minus 16 by x minus 4. So for this, we first type the function f of x equal to x square minus 16 divided by x minus 4. So if you simplify this, it gives you an equation of a straight line like this. Now, we are going to find what is the limit of this function when x tends to 4. Capital L, M, Limit f of x, comma 4. So when x tends to 4, it gives the value of the function to be 8. So this is the function value, or this is the limit of the function f of x when x tends to 4. Similarly, you can find limit of other functions. Limit x tends to 6, 3x minus 18, that you can practice. Third one also you can practice. Let me do this fourth one because it has limit x tends to 3 minus, that means it is left limit, this is right limit. So for that I'm going to use a different command where f of x is x squared by x plus 4. So first remove this function. I'm going to define f of x is equal to, you can also see this one. For this type of function, first type limit f of x equal to if x less than or equal to 3 x square comma x plus 4. than or equal to 3x square comma x plus 4. Now limit below f of x comma, we have to find the limit of this function at 3. So 3. So left limit is 9. If I want to find right limit, capital LIMIT, capital A, B, O, D, E, f of x, comma 3, limit above f of x, comma 3. So right limit becomes 7. So when you find left limit and right limit are different, then you can say that the limit of the function does not exist. So like this, you can also explain the students, and this you can say that using the concept called a slider, you just put a equal to 0 here, you find a straight line like this. Now here, when then x is nearing to 3 from left side to right side, you can find the point of this curve here. So when x goes to 3, when x approaches 3 from left side or right side, it approaches here. That means it has a discontinuity here. So that is why it is not continuous. So you can explain this concept using this graph. So why this function is not, why this function has no limit at x equal to 3. So from 0 to 3, it has a continuous smooth curve. Then after that, it has a break here. It becomes a straight line. So that is why it is not, the limit of this function does not exist. So you can try this fifth one. How to find limit x tends to infinity. So for that, limit capital limit f of x comma infinity INF, limit f of x minus INF. You can find the limit of these two functions. Now problems based on continuity of function. Suppose if your function f of x is defined as sin x by x, and if you want to find whether it is continuous at x equal to 0, our usual procedure is you have to find left limit and right limit. If you use GeoGebra, I find that left limit and right limit both are equal to 1. But at x equal to 0, f of x is not defined. So that is why we call this x equal to 0 is a removable singularity, removable discontinuity. So for this function, I find that left limit is infinity, whereas right limit has no value. That is why it is an essential discontinuity. We can also find problems based on derivative of function. Suppose if you have a function 8x power 4 plus 9x squared minus 1, if you want to find the derivative of this function, just first type f of x equal to this function, then just press f dash of x in the input bar. I will show you. For example, f of x equal to 8x power 4 plus 5x cubed minus 2x plus 5. I have given the function here. Now f dash of x. So derivative of this function directly you can find, and also you can explain the students what is the graph of the derivative of this function. This brown is the original curve. This green color is the derivative of the function. Similarly, you can try all these functions. I will share this PPT to you. You can try all these functions and you can check whether you are getting these answers. You can also evaluate integral of functions. For example, if you want to find integral x square log x dx. So for that you have to use integral command x square log x. Integral x power 2 log of x. So the integral of x is minus 1 by 9 x power x p x2 plus 1 by 3 x log x. So you can also find the integral of definite value of definite integral. Suppose if you have limits from minus 1 by 2 to 0. So for that you have to use this command integral f of x. First you have to input what is f of x, then lower limit and then upper limit. So we have x cubed by x square plus 1 as the function. So first I'm going to type that function of x equal to x cubed by x squared plus x plus 1 for this integral f of x minus 1 by 2 comma 0. So you find the value of this integral is to be minus 0.02. Similarly, you can find what is the value of this definite integral. We can also solve problems based on ordinary differential equation. For that, this command is used to solve ODE equation. Whatever equation you have to just type it here. Capital S N y double dash plus 2y dash plus y equal to 0. So for solving differential equation, you just go to this view. Here you go to the CAS window. CAS is the short form of computer aided system, computer algebra system. Here you have to type. So y w dash plus 2y dash plus y equal to 0. So this is the solution of this differential equation. You can solve any second order differential equation or first order or higher order with constant coefficients using this command y w dash minus 5y dash plus y is equal to e power x. So this part will be the particular integral of this differential equation, and this one is the auxiliary equation. So you can make the students to be interested in the class using this GeoGebra applications, so that instead of working out everything on the board, if you just work out some few problems like this, the students will be get attracted. So I will share you all these type of differential equation. You can find the solution of these differential equations. Now you can also find the area between two curves. Area between two curves. So let me delete all these things. For example, if you want to find area between y equal to 4 minus x square, then y equal to x minus 2. So I'm going to find what is the area bounded between these two curves. For example, suppose if we take this as the left limit for x and this point as the right limit for what x. So I'm going to find what is the intersecting point. You just go here, point, intersection, click this tab. Here also click, you'll get these 2 points of intersection. One point is A, it is minus 3 comma minus 5. Another point is B, it is 2 comma 0. Now, integral between the first function is f, second function g, x of a, x of a means the x coordinate of the point at a, comma x of b. It means it is the coordinate at the point. So you get this is the area of region. You can find it as brown color here. So this is the area of region bounded by this parabola with this straight line. So that you can easily deal these type of problems whenever you come across finding the area of a region or to find the value of double integral, the changing order of integration. So this command will be very much useful for you. So there is another application using GeoGebra. That one is you can also find some statistical values using GeoGebra. You can find the central tendencies like mean, median, and mode.
Yep.
You just copy this one in input bar. You type it. You have to be separated by comma. Separate them by comma. Mean would be 21.6. If you want to find median, you just put median, then separate them by comma. Directly you can find. So similarly to find the more, just type more and inside this bracket you give the data. You can also find what is the maximum and minimum value of a function. For example, let me type like this: y equal to x minus 2 power 2 plus 3. This is a parabola. Just drag down. Now you can find what is the extreme, that is maximum and minimum. The extreme of f, extreme, extremum of f. So 2 come out. So here it has got the minimum value. It has no maximum value because it is going on increasing on the left side as well as on the right side. There is no maximum value for this function. Suppose if I take another function, for example, y equal to x plus 3 power 2 minus 5. So this is a parabola. Now you can find what is the extreme value of this function. Extremum of f. So it has got maximum value at this point. It is at minus 1 comma 5. So this type of problems you can deal with the problems of finding maximum and minimum value of functions. You can find maximum and minimum value using analytical methods using calculus. But if you show them with these graphs, the students will have interest in finding the maximum and minimum values of the functions. Next, we will discuss about how to find slope of a straight line. For example, y equal to 3x plus 1. So y equal to 3x plus 1 is a straight line. What is the slope of this straight line? That you can find using this command. Just go to this angle icon. Here you can find slope. Y equal to 3x plus 1. Now click this. M equal to 3. M equal to 3 means it is the slope of this straight line. And this is the slope representing in the graph using GeoGebra. What you have to do is you just type the equation in input bar. Once again, I will tell you y equal to minus 5x plus 2. Then press enter. Now here you click, you will get m equal to minus 5 because already they have clicked this slope. So that is why you have to put the value of slope to be minus 5 here. One interesting thing about limit of a function is, suppose for example, f of x equal to x square plus 2x plus 4. What is the limit of this function? Limit of this function at what? F of x, 1 is a equal to 7. So you can explain this using what is the meaning of limit of function when x equal to 1. So if the value of x approaches 1 from left side or from the right side, the value of the function f of x approaches 7. That you can do using graph. You just put a equal to 0, which gives a slider, that means a straight line. Okay. Now this position is a equal to 0. Now here you just type capital A equal to a comma f of a. When x is 0, f of x is 4 here. Now according to the limit of this function, I am going to find out what is the value of f of x when x approaches 1. This is 1. If x approaches 1 from left side, 0.8, 0.9, you can find when it is 0.8, it is 6.24. When it is zero point 0.9, it becomes 6.61. So that means it is approaching almost to 7. Suppose if it is approaching 1 from right side, for example, if I take 1.3, it is 8.29. 1.2 means 7.84. 1.1 means 7.4. That means it is going on decreasing and approaching 7. So this is how you can explain the students what is the limit of a function, what is left hand limit, what is right hand limit, what is the value of f of x when it approaches from left side, what is the value of f of x if x approaches a value from the right side. So already I have discussed how to find the intersection of two curves, the points. You can find extremum of the points. You can find the roots of the function size. For example, directly you can find the solution. For example, I am taking x square plus 7x. 7x plus 12 equals. So this is the equation. I am going to find what is the root of this equation. So one root is -3, another root is -4. So directly you can solve a quadratic equation, or even you can solve a cubic equation also. X cubed plus x squared plus x plus 1 equal to 0. So again you just click here, then find the roots. So you're going to find the roots of this function. Because it has, why it is not showing means it has complex roots. Equations which has only real roots, it will show here. So if it has complex roots, it will show. Yes. So you find several icons are there. You can make use of these things. You can try all these commands whenever you are free, and a lot of tutorials are available. As I already told you, you can just visit this website. You can download. Yes, you can download the GeoGebra software. You can even download GeoGebra software using your mobile also. You can do it in your mobile. So in this website, you will find a lot of tutorials are available in PDF format. You can make use of the tutorials. You can practice well. And so, so far, let me summarize what we discussed in this session. First, we discussed about introduction to GeoGebra, where it is useful, how we can use it, what type of applications are there, so that we discussed. Then how to install, how to install, how to install GeoGebra. Yes. How to install GeoGebra in your desktop or in your laptop or in your mobile. When you start the GeoGebra program, what are the display you come across that we discussed? Then what are the basic mathematical concepts that can be generated using GeoGebra? For example, you can find graph of any function and we discussed problems based on limit of functions, continuity of functions, derivative of functions, integral of functions, then ordinary differential.
Ordinary differential equation.
So apart from all these applications, there are some other applications. A lot of applications are there. You can do even probability problems, more statistic problems. You can solve partial differential equations. You can find partial derivatives of functions of several variables. It has got a lot of application. With this session, I wind up this one. Thank you for all the participants for your listening to this session. You should have benefited session. If you have any questions, you can write down, or you can mail and just type it here. Right? You can your queries by email. So this is my email ID. You can send your queries to my email. So I'm ready to respond to you with pleasure. So if you have any questions,
Thank you.
put to the chat. Thank you very much. Thank you.